Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are gonna do a first video of a series that I want to start, and we are gonna do an astrological forecast. As you know, we are in the middle of an eclipse season, and since I am feeling those energies so strongly and they are impacting my life so much, I figured that maybe you also need a little bit of help and that I will be able to help you navigate through that time a little bit better. And since this video is probably gonna be quite long, then make sure that you have your beverage of choice. Like literally this mug is the size of my head. Unfortunately, I don't have coffee there, just tea, but feel free to grab yourself a coffee and then we can start and chat a little bit about the upcoming energies. So I'm really excited to guide you through the upcoming eclipse that is gonna happen in Taurus on the 28th of October. And if that sounds like something that you are interested in, then please stay tuned and keep on watching. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Anna. I'm your spiritual lifestyle coach, and I am here to bring all of those spiritual ideas down to earth to give you actionable tips and resources that you can use in your daily life. And the base of my coaching is astrology because I think it is so helpful and we can do so many things with being able to see what's happening in our charts. So if you are interested in topics like that, then please keep on watching and subscribe to my channel. And now let's get on with the video. So let's start with explaining a little bit about what eclipses actually are. So eclipses are something that is completely normal, but it's a very strong and intense time in our lives because during that time, certain life areas are gonna be changing in our lives, and those areas are gonna be dramatically impacted by the universe and by everything that is happening around us. And we can feel the energy of the eclipses several months or even up to a year. And the way eclipses work is kind of like in cycles. So we will have one eclipse in, for example, Taurus as now, and this is actually bringing up the energy from the last eclipse that was in Taurus. So it always kind of goes hand to hand with the last eclipse that we had, and that's why this time is really so interesting and impacts us so strongly. Also, I feel like during this time we are just experiencing so many changes and things that are coming at us like from the outside, so this time doesn't focus that much on the internal things that are going on inside of us like normal events, but this really impacts the life area that you have the eclipse in, and this will really lead to some changes that will occur in your normal life. So those are really the events and people and things happening in our lives, and then we are able to act a certain way. But eclipse season is literally like things and people are either eclipsed out or into our lives. So that's why this time is so interesting, and I personally feel those energies. Like we already had one eclipse, now we are in the middle as I'm filming it on the 22nd. So we are moving towards the second eclipse, which is gonna happen in Taurus. The first happened in Libra, and this time is really so strong for me, and I hope that I can guide you through a little bit because for me so many changes are occurring right now in my life, and I feel like with a little bit of guidance we can actually feel those energies and navigate through those energies a little bit better. So I'm gonna show you my screen so that you can see where the eclipses are happening. And first of all, I'm gonna talk about the eclipse in general, and then I'm gonna go through each and every zodiac sign depending on your rising placement, and then you can look up to that and then you will know what life areas are gonna be highlighted for you. So first of all, let's start with the general energy of the eclipse that is gonna be happening. So first of all, what we can see from the energies, the eclipse is happening on the axis on Taurus and Scorpio. And again, why is it so important to know what is happening right now in the sky is because we are feeling those energies so strongly and we are feeling pulled towards different directions. So actually understanding what is happening behind the scenes and all of the things that we are going through is very important so that we can make the decisions that are gonna align with what universe has in store for us. So the moon is gonna be in Taurus and the sun is gonna be in Scorpio. So this automatically shifts the emotional side of things more onto the Taurus aspect of things, and the Scorpio part, or where the sun is, so at Scorpio, is gonna be the area that is gonna be highlighted. So this is where we are gonna be more drawn to take action to. Because we also see that Mars is gonna be in Scorpio and Mercury. So this means that we are really called to take action in the life area that you have a Scorpio in. So this life area is gonna be highlighted for you, and you are gonna be called to take action because of Mars being there, and Mercury is just great addition to that because we are gonna be able to actually think of the solutions and of ways we are asked to be transformed. And also with the South Node being pretty close to the eclipse in Libra, this will allow us to let go of some old patterns and of old things that are not working for us anymore. And when we look up to Taurus, this is where we are gonna have our emotions, so our moon, and Jupiter right next to it, which is gonna bring some abundance and transformation. So we actually can feel quite positive about the changes that we need to make. It's not to say that it's gonna be easy, but I think this is actually gonna be a really great eclipse. We also have Uranus there happening in Taurus, which will bring some unexpected changes because Uranus is the planet that is about bringing changes, like sudden changes that we don't expect. But I feel like with Jupiter actually being there, this is really gonna be more of changes that are actually gonna be very positive for us because Jupiter is the planet of abundance. It's a very positive planet, so I really feel very positive about this eclipse that is gonna happen. Also, we still have the North Node and Chiron in Aries, which is gonna add a little bit up to the energy that we are gonna feel. So this is really gonna allow us to actually see what we need to do and what steps we need to take in order to actually make that transformation in our lives. Now let's take a look at aspects that are gonna be happening during this eclipse, because this is also something that is very interesting when we want to understand fully the energies that are gonna be coming towards us. So we are gonna have, obviously, because this is gonna be a lunar eclipse and this is gonna be a full moon, that's why we are gonna have Sun opposing the moon, which, as we know, allows us to see where we actually want to shine and where our soul wants us to go, or maybe even our egos. And on the opposite of that are our emotions. So we are actually able to see the opposition of those two sides of ourselves, our emotional needs and the way we actually want to show up, and our ego. So this is not an easy aspect in astrology, but I find it's really helpful because with an opposition we clearly see the two extremes and the two opposing sides. The only hard part about is to find a compromise, but it's not like we have to figure things out. So an opposition is quite simple to navigate. We just need to find a way to incorporate those two opposing energies, which this is not the easiest part, but it can be done. And then we have Mercury conjunct Mars, which is really great because, as I said, Mercury conjuncting Mars will help us to make those changes. Mars is our ambition, it is our drive, and Mercury is the way we think and communicate. It is our thinking patterns. So everything that we are gonna be doing, we are gonna be able to actually see and plan everything out and then take the necessary steps. So it's really quite helpful aspect during this eclipse that is gonna happen. Then we have Mercury opposition Jupiter, which is not that easy, but it is gonna show us maybe some things that we need to change in our thinking in order to be, or in order to get more lucky and abundant. So also, again, another opposition, which is not the easiest, but it is really clear because we are able to see what needs to change in order for us to actually get the abundance, what thinking patterns, so what changes in our plans do we need to actually make in order to get that abundance and luck in our lives. And then we are gonna have also the opposition of Mars and Jupiter, which is again showing us what needs to change in our approach, in the way we are actually going after things, what actually needs to change in order for us to actually gain all of the abundance that is gonna come with this eclipse. And the last aspect that is gonna be very exact on this eclipse is gonna be ascendant squaring Chiron. So this is very hard because this is ascendant shows how we are showing up, how people are seeing us, and square Chiron, which is our wound. So this can mean that our wounds are actually gonna be highlighted even more during this time, and our wounds are gonna be visible and they are gonna come up to the surface. So maybe other people will actually also be able to see them. And this is not the easiest aspect, but I think we can find some healing during this time, some really deep healing, because with Chiron, once we are able to show that to others and once we are able to accept our Chiron wound, this is actually very helpful because we can connect with other people who have the same wound on a deeper level. So this eclipse is also gonna be very healing on this level. So now I think we are gonna move to the each and every sign. So you want to look at your ascendant. Some people can also resonate with their sun sign or moon sign, but I often find for myself that the ascendant is gonna be the most accurate one. And if you want to find out where the eclipse is gonna be happening for you exactly, you need to go to AstroSeek, and then you can actually type your birth information, and then you will be able to see where the eclipse is gonna take place in your chart. So if you want to have exact information about what life area is gonna be highlighted for you, I will write everything down below so you can go ahead and check it out and see what really will be happening for you during this time. So Aries rising, this eclipse is gonna happen in the 2nd and in the 8th house, and the 2nd house is gonna be in Taurus and the 8th house is in Scorpio. So this will bring your focus towards wanting to achieve more financial security, with moon being in Taurus, and with Jupiter and Uranus being there, this could mean that positive changes are about to happen. But you will really need to make sure that you are taking the right steps and that you are transforming your approach and the way you think about your financial security, because this is gonna be in Scorpio, right? And you're gonna be asked to transform the way you think about financial security and the way you actually act and make plans. So with those two different energies on the opposite sides, you will really be asked to transform the way you are investing. So this could also mean some transformation regarding shared resources that you have, maybe with your partner or with other people in your life. Any legal matters could also be a possibility, but just in general, the energies that are gonna play out for you is really gonna be the emotional need to feel security towards the belongings that you have and towards the thing that you value. So this could also mean actually your whole value system is about to change and to get kind of an upgrade, because you will feel emotionally drawn to this part of your chart and you really crave to build more stability in the life area. And with Jupiter and Uranus being there, as I said, this could really mean some positive changes, but you will need to transform the old behaviors and you will really be asked to change the way you are doing the things and you are getting after the things, because with Mars being in Scorpio and Mercury, this is gonna bring the transformation that you need in order to actually make those things work and to receive that upgrade from the universe that is coming your way. And also we can't forget about Pluto, because Pluto is gonna be activated during this eclipse since it is squaring the North Node. So Pluto for you is in your 10th house. So your 10th house is about your career and how you show up in the outer world, and Pluto squaring the nodes will ask you to transform. You are maybe going after your career or you are showing up in your career, and this is gonna definitely bring some change to your career, to your ambition, to the way you are showing up. You will be really asked to transform in this life area. So this could even mean that you will change your career during this eclipse season, or that you are thinking about changing your career, or you are thinking about how you are actually showing up to the outside world, and you will be asked to transform and to show up a little bit of a different way. So really, really interesting. You also have Saturn and Neptune in your 12th house. So this is the kind of play between the restrictions that you are setting up in your own mind and the restrictions that are limiting you on a subconscious level. And Neptune being there on the other side, still in the 12th house, is actually asking you to let go of the structures that you are putting onto your mind and to think more creatively, to use your imagination. So this again is actually asking you to expand your mind and to make those transformations regarding your subconscious mind. The whole eclipse is asking you to step up, and this is actually really, really great time. And I think if you are able to let yourself be transformed from those energies that are gonna be happening for you, you could really gain so much from this eclipse regarding your money and your values and your career. So you are really asked to transform your subconscious patterns that have been not working in your favor, and you really need to step up your game and allow those energies to transform you on a subconscious level. This is pretty hard, but again, when you are able to use those energies, you will really be able to step up your game regarding your career and financial matters. Hello, my beautiful Taurus Rising. So, first of all, I am so sorry for the only audio version of this forecast for you. But as I was filming the video, for some reason later when I was editing it, I've noticed that some signs just didn't get recorded. I don't know if I lost the footage somewhere or what happened, but we have to work with what we have since I am already pretty late with the video for you, and I still want you to be able to use those energies as soon as possible. Although the energies of eclipses are lasting for quite some time, and this is finishing up a 2.5 year cycle for you. So, without further ado, let's just go into the reading and make the best out of it. At the end, it's all about the information that you can then put into use into your life. So let's see what we have here. We can see your chart here, and the eclipse is gonna happen in your first house and in your seventh house. So you really are the center of attention, you could say, of this eclipse. And the moon is gonna be in your first house, which is gonna shift your emotional needs for security to your appearance and to the way you are showing up, and you will want to create more stability there. And on the other side, we have the sun in Scorpio in your seventh house, which is shifting your intention and your focus towards your relationships. So I feel like this play is gonna shift your focus on how you are showing up and how you are showing up in your relationships. What relationships do you have in your life, and are they allowing you to really be yourself and to show up as yourself and to be who you want to be? And are they giving you the emotional security that you need? Also, when we look at the first house, we can see the moon with Jupiter and Uranus being there. So, this could actually indicate that you are either gonna change something about your appearance that is gonna ultimately bring you the emotional stability and satisfaction that you are craving right now, or some unexpected changes in the way you are showing up could even happen. But I feel like those are gonna be pretty lucky experiences that or changes that you might encounter, since we are gonna be having Jupiter there, which Jupiter is a lucky planet, and that's why I feel like those are gonna be very positive changes that are gonna ultimately give you the emotional satisfaction that you need. Uranus is oftentimes the planet of disruption and of changings and of sudden changings. But with Jupiter, as I said, I feel like those are actually going to be positive changes. And on the other side, with the Sun in Scorpio, we also are going to be having Mercury and Mars there, which is so great because Mercury and Mars are going to be conjunct during this eclipse, which means that you are actually going to be able to let go of any relationships that are not serving you anymore, that are not allowing you to show up as your authentic self, and that you will be able to take those necessary steps or to communicate what you don't want in a specific relationship. So, this is really, really important and really amazing energy to work on your relationships and on the way you are actually showing up in them. Also, another thing that is going to be strong during this eclipse is the play between Pluto and the nodes, since Pluto is squaring the nodes, and you have Pluto in your ninth house, with ninth house being the house of higher education, higher learning, even long travels, and philosophy. Squaring the nodes at first of all the north node in Aries in your 12th house, together with Chiron. This means that there is gonna be some change, and this is gonna be asking you to transform something about your subconscious patterns that has been holding you back. So how can you actually change your mindset and your subconscious beliefs in order to show up as your authentic self? And on the other hand, with the south node being in Libra, this is asking you to actually work on your or let go anything that has been not working for you anymore in your daily life. So this is the house of daily routines, It's about health, structures, habits that you have, and also your daily work. So, what has not been working for you anymore? What has been disrupting your harmony in this life area so that you can actually let go of that and transform it with Pluto asking us to do it. So, this could actually be because you maybe are gonna transform something about your philosophy and the way you are thinking about things, that this is gonna bring the change to how you are actually appearing and how your subconscious mind actually works, and you are going to be able to let go of anything that has been holding you back in your daily structures. And also with Saturn and Neptune being in your 11th house, this is still asking you to connect again with your dreams and aspirations and with the right organizations and group friends. So we have Saturn, which is, which is about the restrictions that we have, and also Neptune, which is about the your imagination, the possibilities, and actually oneness. So this is asking you to also see what restrictions have you been putting up on your dreams, on your aspirations, and what has been holding you back from actually achieving those. And this is also gonna be a life area that is gonna be highlighted for you. But in general, this is gonna be the feeling of the eclipse that you should have been feeling by now, and those energies are gonna be lasting for quite some time. So make sure to use those energies. This is a cycle ending for you. And this is gonna be asking you to make those last transformations so that you can move on with your life and get that upgrade from the universe. Also, if you are Taurus rising, please make sure to comment down below what you are going through, what energies are you feeling in your life right now, so that other Tauruses risings can learn from that and that you can help others out, because this is really the community that I want to create, where we actually can exchange about everything that is happening in our lives so that we can help each other out. So make sure to take care of yourselves, guys, during this eclipse season, and I will hear from you in the comments down below. Hello, my beautiful Gemini risings. So, first of all, I am so sorry for the only audio version of your forecast, but as I was filming the video, for some reason I didn't get a few signs, and I don't know if I deleted the footage or what happened, but we have to work with what we have because I am already pretty late with that recording for you. So, we are gonna make the best out of it since I really want you to still be able to use those informations to navigate your life during this eclipse season a little bit better. And we are feeling eclipses still for quite some time after they are happening, so you can still use that energy and that video accordingly to what's happening in your life and make the most out of it, because this is finishing up a 2.5 year cycle for you. So let's take a look at your chart and where the eclipse is gonna be happening for you. So your eclipse is gonna happen in the 12th house with the moon being in Taurus there. And on the other side, we have the sun in Scorpio in your 6th house. So let's take a closer look at that. First of all, with moon being in Taurus in your 12th house, you will feel the emotional need to build some stability regarding your subconscious mind and everything that's kind of hidden in your life that you can't see, but most of the times those are our psychological things that are happening beneath the surface, that we want to actually be more stable at, or that we want to build stability around those things. And with Jupiter and Uranus being in your 12th house, this could mean that some unexpected events are gonna happen that are gonna make you want to create those shifts in your subconscious mind, that are gonna make you go and think about the subconscious patterns that you actually have and that you need to change to build that emotional stability for yourselves. And in the 6th house, we have the Sun, Mercury, and Mars, which is asking you to transform your daily habits, your daily routines, your daily structures, and also your work. With Mars and Mercury being in conjunction, this is really gonna add up to the energy of transformation so that you can make those shifts, and you will actually, I feel like, see the connection between the things that you do on daily basis and how important it is for your emotional security and for your psychological security, to be able to build that solid foundation within your psyche so that it can show up as your best self. So I think this is going to be the huge topic of this eclipse for you, building those structures and routines for yourselves that are going to give you that emotional stability that you are really craving. And Uranus could mean some disruption in maybe your thinking and your subconscious mind, but I feel like even if it can be pretty hard, this is still gonna turn out to be positive since Jupiter is a very lucky and abundant planet. And then we also need to take a look at Pluto, since Pluto is gonna square the nodes during this eclipse season. So let's take a closer look. Pluto is about transformation. It's about the death and rebirth of something, and this is in your eighth house, which is the house of transformation. So even more transformation for you, Gemini risings. This is not gonna be easy for you, but you are gonna get through this. And Pluto is gonna be squaring the nodes, and the north node is in your 11th house together with Chiron in Aries, which 11th house is about your aspirations, your wishes, your friend groups and organizations that you are associating yourself with, and south node being in your 5th house, which is about creativity. Also, I feel like connecting with your inner child and how you are actually having fun, playfulness. It's about love affairs even. So I feel like the Pluto being here is asking you to transform the wishes and the aspirations that you have and the friends and the organizations that you are being a part of. How can you actually show up there as your more authentic self, and what do you need to let go about your creativity and self-expression that has been holding you back to actually connect to the right groups of people. So this is gonna be a transformative time for you regarding those topics, I feel like. And with Chiron being in your 11th house, this is asking you to finally see beyond the wound that you have regarding your aspirations. It's asking you to be bold and to actually change something and to really see what needs to be changed so that you can connect with the right people, that you can connect to your wishes again, to your aspirations, so that you are being more courageous and so that you can go after the things that you are desiring. So those are gonna be the most important energies that are gonna play out for you during this eclipse time and during this eclipse season. And it's not gonna be easy, but you are gonna get through this. And if you are a Gemini rising, then make sure to comment down below what you are going through currently, what is coming up in your life, and how you are dealing with that. Because through sharing, it is actually that we can help other people, so other Gemini risings can also learn from that, and that you can exchange everything that you are going through. This is really a community that I want to create where we actually exchange what we are going through in our lives so that we can help each other out. So take care of yourselves, guys, and I will hear from you in the comments down below. Hello, my beautiful Cancer risings. First of all, I am so sorry for the only audio version of this forecast for you, but as I was recording, I somehow lost the footage for few signs, and yeah, I am pretty late with the forecast, I have to admit, and that's why we have to make the best out of it, and that's why I need to quickly record just the audio version for you. But we can still get through this, and we can still use the information from this video, or you can use the information from this video to implement it in your life right now, because we are feeling the energies of eclipses long before they start and after they actually happen. So this is actually ending a 2.5 year cycle for you guys so that new things can begin. But as I said, the things that you are going through are still impacted by the eclipse that happened yesterday. So I really hope that you can still get some knowledge out from this video and that you can use it in your life so that you can make the time easier for you. But now let's take a look at your chart. So the eclipse is going to be happening in your 11th house and also in your 5th house. Since this was a full moon lunar eclipse, this means that two sides and two houses are actually being highlighted. But first of all, let's take a look at your 11th house, which is about your wishes and aspirations and about your friend groups. And with Moon being there, this is really gonna shift your emotional need towards being able to build more stability regarding your wishes and dreams that you have and aspirations and the friends and organizations that you are being a part of. And with Jupiter and Uranus being there, this could mean some sudden changes regarding the people you are surrounding yourself with, or regarding the groups that you are being a part of and the organizations. But at the end, those are going to be positive changes because Jupiter is a very lucky planet. So even with that disruptive and changing Uranus there, those are, I feel like, really gonna be positive changes. And on the opposite side, you are gonna have the Sun, Mercury, and Mars in Scorpio, which the Mercury and Mars are in conjunction, which helps us to make that transformation that is needed so that you actually can gain the emotional satisfaction and stability from your groups and aspirations and your dreams. And this is asking you to transform the way you are connecting with your inner child, the way you are expressing yourself creatively, and to make those changes and actually to have the courage to show up as your authentic self and to have the courage to go after the things that you actually want in your life. And I have to say, fifth house is also about love affairs. So this could actually also mean that you will maybe be transformed through some life affairs that are gonna come into your life. But this is probably not gonna be the case for everyone. But this could be the case. But most importantly, this is really gonna help you make that shifts and transformation about how you think about creativity, about your creative self. Also, with if you have children, this could mean that there is gonna be some changes regarding your children and that you are actually gonna be able to transform the way you are being around them and communicating with them so that you gain the satisfaction from it, the emotional satisfaction from it. But in general, this is really asking you to build that emotional security and stability that you actually crave around your dreams and hopes and wishes that you have, and you will be able to transform how you are actually going after those things and how you are expressing yourself creatively so that you can actually be more of your authentic self in the world out there. And also, another aspect that is going to play a huge role during this eclipse is the Pluto squaring the nodes. So Pluto being in your seventh house, so this is the death and rebirth around your relationships. What relationships do you need to let go of so that you can actually gain the harmony in your life, in your home life? What do you need to let go around the way you are showing up in your home? What needs to change there? And how you can show up more authentic in or authentically in your career. So this is actually asking you to maybe let go of any or to transform your business partnerships so that you can actually be more out there in your career so that you can actually achieve all of your dreams that you have regarding your career and your ambitions. So, really, it's about transforming your relationships, being either your relationships at home so that you can create more harmony there. Because with South Node, so releasing any tension and any old patterns that have been disrupting the harmony in your home environment. And on the other side, with North Node being in Aries in the house of your career, it is asking you to transform those relationships and maybe business partnerships so that you can actually gain the rewards in your career because career is very important for you, and this is asking you to actually go after your career, to go after the things that you crave and want to show up as your authentic self. So who has been holding you back from actually showing up as your best self in your career? You know, our relationships are impacting our lives in so many ways, and one of the ways that is, you know, impacting us in is how we actually show up to the outside world, how we are going after our dreams and wishes that we have. Because when our relationships are not working for us anymore, maybe those were some business partnerships but also your normal relationships, and they are holding you back from actually achieving everything that you wish for yourself regarding your ambitions and your career. So those are gonna be the energies that are gonna play out for you during that eclipse season. And this is gonna be testing you on what you've learned and if you learned your lessons regarding those topics in your life. And this is gonna actually help you close those chapters and begin those chapters with new ways and with new things that you learned along the way and in that 2.5 year cycle. So if you are a Cancer rising, make sure to comment down below what you are going through right now, what has been showing up for you, what life areas have been highlighted for you, and how you are dealing with all of those changes. Because then you can help actually others that are on the same path as you are. And this is really the community that I want to create here. It's about helping each other out and making sure that we are building a strong community here that can help each other out. So I will hear from you in the comments down below. If you have also any questions about your chart, any specific questions, make sure to leave that in the comments down below so I can help you out a little bit. And I hope you are taking care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Hello, Leo Rising. So for you, the eclipse is happening in your 4th and in your 10th house. 4th house being your family environment, your roots, and 10th house being your career. So let's take a closer look at your 4th house, which are your roots and your family life. And you will be asked to transform something there. Something will come to light about the way you are approaching your family life, about the way you are communicating with your family. And on the opposite side of that, we have Jupiter and Moon and Uranus in your 10th house in Taurus. So this eclipse will ask you to transform something regarding your roots, regarding your family life, maybe even changing your home, so moving somewhere in order to go after the things that you want in your career. This will bring some disruptions and some changes in your career life because we are having Jupiter there with Uranus. So this could mean actually positive changes, and you really are pulled toward finally making those decisions that are right for you, that will give you the emotional security and stability that you need regarding your career. And this can mean that you need to move somewhere in order to actually achieve that in your career. So those are gonna be the areas in your life that are gonna be highlighted right now. And when we take a look at Pluto, which is squaring the nodes, this is gonna also be a very strong energy during this eclipse season. So let's take a look. Pluto is in the 6th house, asking you to transform your day-to-day life, your day-to-day work, your day-to-day habits and routines. And with South Node being in your 3rd house, which is about your immediate environment, your communication, the way you are thinking and learning, and the North Node being in your 9th house, this could actually ask you to transform the way you are learning on day-to-day basis, to let go of old thinking patterns and to actually allow you to transform and expand your mind and maybe broaden your perspective on things regarding your day-to-day life and day-to-day habits. And on the other hand, for some of you, this could really even stronger signify the importance of moving and traveling somewhere else, because the 9th house is also associated with travel. And South Node being in Libra, this really could mean you are actually letting go of your old home so that you can move somewhere new and transform your day-to-day life, the day-to-day habits that you have and routines, so that you are able to gain that satisfaction from your career. And this is gonna be achieved by transforming your home environment, the way you are going after things and the way you are setting up, your home environment in general. So this does not have to be only with your parents, but when you have a partner or children, this could mean that you are being asked to transform the way that you approach your family life so that you can gain the satisfaction that you need from your job. So really, really interesting for Leo risings, but a really amazing time, because this is gonna give you so many opportunities to grow. And I am really so excited for you, Leo risings. So make sure that you use that energy, that you follow your heart, and that you really take the necessary steps that will allow you to transform your career, because career is very important for you. You are very ambitious. and that you use those energies to transform something in your home environment. And moving can be very stressful, but maybe it is necessary. Maybe this is the time to let go of anything that has been holding you on in this one place, and maybe it's time to embrace the change and to follow your heart, so that you can follow your heart and that you can transform your whole entire life, because maybe this is a new chapter for you. So embrace it, embrace the change, allow yourself to travel somewhere new, to expand your mind and thinking patterns in different directions, in different new directions, because this is gonna bring positive movement into your life. And if you are a Leo rising, please don't forget to share what you are going through right now with us in the comments down below, so that other people with those placements can actually gain some more knowledge and don't feel so alone, because we often feel so lonely in the changes that are happening. So this can actually help others out, so please make sure to do that. And also, if you have questions regarding your specific chart and the things that you are going through, don't shy away and just write me a comment, and I will reply to you as quick as I can, and then I can help you out a little bit through the difficult time that you are going through. And take care of yourself, my dear Leo rising, and I will hear from you in the comments down below. Welcome, Virgo Rising. So for you, the eclipse is gonna happen in your 3rd and in your 9th house. Your 3rd house being about communication, the way you are learning, your education and your immediate environment, and the 9th house being the house of higher learning, higher education and also traveling. So let's take a look at your 3rd house, which also is about short trips, and the 9th house is about long trips. So in your 3rd house, you will have your Sun, your Mercury and your Mars. So you will be asked to transform the way you are approaching things in your day-to-day life, and the way you are connecting with your immediate environment, and the way you are learning something there will come up actually, and you will be asked to transform the way you are going after things. And maybe this could also mean that you are asked to transform the way you are talking with people around you and the way you are communicating with them, but also the way you are learning. So those things are gonna be highlighted right now, and those things you will be asked to actually transform in your life. And in the 9th house, you will have Uranus and Jupiter and your moon. So this will shift your focus towards wanting to feel the emotional security and stability that is gonna come from your higher education, and maybe even from trips. For you, this could actually mean that you are gonna suddenly travel somewhere that is gonna bring you new ideas, and that is gonna help you to learn some philosophical truth that you are gonna be then able to apply to, you know, your learning and the way you are interacting with people on day-to-day basis. So this is really, really interesting when we also take a look at Pluto, because Pluto is gonna be squaring nodes during this eclipse season. So your Pluto is in the 5th house. So this is asking you to transform something about your creativity, about how you express yourself, about maybe love affairs. So for you, this could actually mean that you are gonna meet someone who you will have a love affair when you are gonna be traveling, for example. But also with South Node being in your 2nd house, which is the house of values, you will be asked to transform something and to let go of anything that has been holding you back in that life area. And your North Node, which is in your 8th house, this is really gonna ask you to maybe take a different approach towards the way you are investing into things, so that you can actually create more value and more harmony regarding your possessions. And this could mean that you are actually maybe gonna meet someone who will help you make those changes. And on the other hand, this could ask you to actually make that changes in your creativity, in the way you are expressing yourself, so that you can make those positive changes in your investments. So really interesting time that you are gonna be having. This could really bring some love affairs into your life that are gonna actually play out pretty well for you. And also make sure that you are willing to transform the way you are expressing yourself. This will bring you more value into your life. And when you are able to let go of any unhealthy patterns that you have towards your possessions, towards the things that you are valuing, not only about the things around you, but also the things that you are valuing about yourself, and this is gonna really ask you to transform that. And this could mean that you feel pulled towards investing your time into something creative and investments in general. So make sure that you use that energy wisely, but also make sure when you are being called towards higher education, towards starting to learn something new, or towards traveling somewhere new, that you take the action, that you take care of the way you are communicating, the way you are addressing your issues, the way you are interacting with your environment, and that you take the leap of faith and that you embrace the changes that are gonna be happening. So take that trip that you are feel pulled towards to, because many good things can actually come from it for you. And if you are Virgo rising, make sure to comment down below what you are being pulled towards to right now in your life, what life areas are being highlighted for you, and what you are going through, so that we can all support each other on the journeys that we are going through right now. And also, if you are struggling with something specific right now, or if you want to know something exact about your chart, then please write me a comment down below and I will reply and I will help you out as much as I can. And take care during this eclipse season. Use those energies, because you can make major shifts in your life, and this is actually quite a fun time for you. I would even say this is a time where you will be able to transform your mind, to transform your education, the way you are interacting with people, and the way you are thinking about things in your day-to-day life. And this will really allow you to transform. So use those energies to your advantage, and I will see you in the comments down below. Hello, Libra Rising. So for you, the energy is gonna play out in your second house and in your eighth house. Second house being about your possessions, your values, and money, and the eighth house being about investments and transformation, and also shared resources. Also, any legal issues may arise during this time. But let's take a closer look. So in your second house, something about this life area is going to be highlighted for you. And you also have your Mercury and Mars in your second house, which is going to ask you to transform the way you are approaching and thinking about your values, your possessions. And on the opposite side, you are having your Moon, your Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, which is gonna shift your emotional need and your focus towards your investments and towards transformation in general. And this really could bring some positive changes and some unexpected events, and maybe even some loans or taxes that are gonna ask you to transform. But I feel like those are at the end gonna be positive changes that are actually lead to you gaining more financial security that is gonna come from your investments and from the resources that you are sharing with others, because we are gonna have Jupiter next to Uranus, which Uranus is, bringing that unexpected events into our lives and that changes, which not always are good. But as I said, with Jupiter there, I feel like those changes are actually gonna turn out to be positive if you are willing to make the necessary sacrifices and the necessary transformation in your second house. So how you are approaching, your values, your money, and how you are thinking about those things. So actually setting up new structures and transforming the structures that are already existing, and just thinking maybe of different investments and of the way you are earning your money could lead to those unexpected changes in your investments and in the possessions that you have in general. So this could actually be a quite profitable time for you. And when we look at the Pluto placement, because Pluto is squaring the nodes during this time, and this energy is gonna also be highlighted for you. So you have Pluto in your fourth house, which is asking you to transform something about your home environment and maybe, your family and the way you interact with family and your roots. This could also mean that you are asked to transform maybe something really in your home, and your south node being in your first house. So what old old patterns do you need to let go that are maybe preventing you from actually showing up as your authentic self? So maybe you are actually so used to being somebody different around your family that you need to let go of any old patterns that you have so that you really are able to be who you are and to create meaningful relationships, with your North Node being in your 7th house, which is about your relationships. So maybe something in your home environment needs to change and to transform, and you need to let go of any old patterns of the way that you showed up so that you actually can gain more meaningful relationships in your life. So really amazing time for you, Libra Rising, regarding your investments, your values, your possessions, your home environment, and your relationship. So those are all gonna be all the areas of your life that are gonna be strongly influenced by this eclipse season and by the upcoming energies. So make sure to use them wisely. Make sure that you are actually listening and seeing what needs to be transformed in the way you show up, what needs to transform in your home environment, and what needs to transform and change in the way you are approaching things and the way you value things. So what about your values needs to change? What about the way you actually make your money needs to change so that you can actually create those good investments in your life that are gonna give you the security that you need. And if you are Libra Rising, please don't forget to share what you are going through right now in the comments down below so we can learn from each other. And if you are struggling with anything, then leave me a comment down below so I can help you out a little bit. And take care of yourself, and I will hear from you in the comments down below. Hello, Scorpio Rising. So for you, the eclipse is happening in your 1st and in your 7th house, which your 1st house is about yourself, your appearance, how you appear to others, the first impression that others have of you, and 7th house being about your relationships, partnerships. So let's take a closer look at your 1st house. So your 1st house, you will have your Sun there, your Mercury, and your Mars there. So something about your appearance, about how you show up in the world, will transform during this time. This could also mean transformation about, your appearance, for example. And with your 7th house being activated, I feel like this is even more gonna ask you to actually transform how you appear to others and how you show up so that you can show up more realistically in your relationships. And in your 7th house, you're gonna actually have your moon, your Jupiter, and Uranus there. So this could actually mean that some people are gonna be eclipsed out of your life and some new people are gonna actually come into your life. Uranus is definitely gonna bring some changes there, some unexpected changes there. But with Jupiter being there, I feel like those are gonna be good changes that you are gonna face, because with moon being there, you will want to have relationships that are gonna give you that emotional security that you are longing for. So that can mean that you will need to let go of some people, but this could also mean that some people, some lovely people are gonna actually come into your life that are gonna give you that emotional security that you need. And the 1st house is really gonna be asking you to transform the way you are appearing, the way you are thinking about yourself, and the way you are thinking about your life in general. This is really huge emphasis on your thinking patterns and on the way you are going after things. So really big transformation there. And with Pluto being also activated during this eclipse season and squaring the nodes, this is really also gonna shift and bring the focus onto your 3rd house, which is about the way you communicate on day-to-day basis, and it's about maybe even short trips and your education. And the way you are learning and communicating with others. And so this is gonna be squaring your South Node in the 12th house. So this means that you need to transform any subconscious patterns that maybe have been leading you to actually communicating not in the way you actually would want to. And with North Node being in your 6th house, this could also mean that you need to change your day-to-day habits and your day-to-day work so that you are able to communicate in the way that you actually want to. This could actually mean that you need to transform the subconscious patterns so that you can have those healthy routines and structures set up for yourself. or maybe this could mean that you need to transform or upgrade your education so that you can actually get a better position at your work, for example. So many different changes and many different life areas being highlighted for you. But the main ones being the way you show up and the way you leave the first impression on others, the way you are thinking and approaching things, really, really big emphasis and really big, huge energy of transformation for you. And your seventh house, which shifts your energy to creating those meaningful and stable and beautiful relationships that are gonna give you the emotional stability that you are longing for, and also the changes that you need regarding your education, regarding your day-to-day life, day-to-day work, day-to-day habits, routines, and your subconscious mind. So letting go of anything that has been restricting you or any old beliefs that have been holding you back from actually making those positive changes in your day-to-day life, and learning new things and communicating in a way that is actually gonna be benefiting you and the people around you. So really amazing energy for you guys. Please make sure, if you are a Scorpio rising, that you comment down below what you are going through right now, the changes that are happening in your life, so that others can learn from it and that we can all help each other out. And if you have any specific questions about your chart and the things that are happening in your life right now, don't hesitate to comment it down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, and I will make sure to help you out during this transformative time that you are going through. And take care of yourselves, guys, and I will hear from you in the comment section down below. Welcome, Sagittarius Rising. So for you, the eclipse is gonna be happening in your 6th house and in your 12th house. So the 12th house is about our subconscious mind, the subconscious patterns that we have, and our connection to the infinity, to the higher realms of life. And 6th house being about the daily structures that we have right now, our day-to-day life, day-to-day work, habits, routines that we have. So really interesting energy playing out for you. And let's take a closer look firstly at the 12th house, where you are gonna be having your Sun, Mercury, and your Mars. So this is gonna be asking you to transform any thinking patterns, any beliefs that you have, and the way you are approaching, maybe even the way you are connecting to the higher realms. So maybe even building actually and setting up a routine that will allow you to connect to the higher realms and to your higher self, for example. But definitely at least to change your subconscious patterns and any old beliefs that you had and the way you are thinking. So big transformative energy there. And on the opposite side, in your 6th house, with Moon being there and Jupiter and Uranus being in your 6th house, this could actually mean that something about your day-to-day life and maybe even your work is about to transform. And this is gonna be a transformative time, and normally Uranus is very disruptive. It is very changeable energy. It's all of the things that are coming suddenly, the sudden changes that we are not prepared for. But with Jupiter being there too, I feel like those changes are gonna be positive ones. And those changes are gonna be there in order for you to actually gain the emotional security that you need from your day-to-day life, that you need from your routines and from your habits, from the structures that you have. And so that's why you are gonna be asked to actually transform your subconscious mind, your subconscious patterns, the beliefs that you have, and maybe even, as I said, the way you are connecting with your higher self. Maybe this is actually the time to set up the new structures that will allow you to thrive in your day-to-day life. But maybe this is gonna be the time where you recognize the importance of the other realms actually, and of the spiritual side of things, and maybe just connecting with yourself on day-to-day basis, and also the importance of maybe things like meditation or being more spiritual or religious in general, and that you can transform your subconscious mind, and that will actually pay off directly to your day-to-day life and the daily structures that you have. So really transformative energy that you are gonna be having. And when we also take a look at Pluto, which is also gonna play a huge role during this eclipse season, because it's gonna square our nodes. And Pluto for you is in your second house, asking you to transform something about your values, about how you make money, and the things that you value in general, and about your possessions, maybe even. And this is gonna square your south node in Libra in your 11th house, asking you to transform the way you are maybe connecting with your aspirations, with your dreams, and even with the groups and friends that you have. So maybe also transforming actually the groups and the people that you are being a part of, so that you can connect to the right groups, because your north node is in the 5th house, which is the house of your creativity, love affairs, children, gambling, but yeah, moreover, I feel the 5th house is about the way you are expressing yourself. So I feel like you are gonna be asked to actually transform and let go of any groups that you are a part of, or any organizations that are preventing you to actually be who you really are, and that are preventing you to show up as your authentic self, and that are preventing you to express yourself. So really transformative time. So those are gonna be the areas that are gonna be the most highlighted for you, right? Those are gonna be patterns that you have subconsciously, and your routines, your day-to-day life, your daily habits that you have, structures that you have, and also the groups that you are a part of, the possessions that you have, and the way you are valuing things. So I feel like this is actually asking you to transform the way you are viewing the relationships and the organizations that you are being a part of. I feel like you are being asked to actually let that go in order for you to value the way you are showing up yourself and as your creative self. So I feel this energy is really amazing for you to make those transformation in your subconscious mind, the patterns that you have. This is really asking you to transform your day-to-day life, day-to-day habits. And yeah, this is really gonna be a transformative time for you. But when you actually use those energies properly, you are gonna be able to make those amazing changes in your life. So really make sure that you take the advantage of that, that you take the advantage of the unexpected things that are gonna be happening in your day-to-day life, because you are gonna be able to make the most out of it. And when you are able to transform your subconscious mind and transform the patterns that have been running your whole life, when you are able to transform that, you are actually gonna be able to gain those amazing unexpected things that are gonna be happening in your day-to-day life. And if you are a Sagittarius rising, please make sure to comment down below the things that you are going through currently, and the energies that you are feeling that are transforming, and just in general how you are dealing with all of those energies, so that others can learn from it. And if you have any specific questions regarding your chart, or if you need help regarding anything that you are going through, also comment in down below, so that I am able to help you out, guys. And take care of yourselves during this eclipse season, and I will hear from you in the comments down below. Hello Capricorn Rising. So for you the eclipse is gonna be happening in your 5th house and in your 11th house. 5th house being about creativity, the way you are connecting with your inner child, even love affairs, the way you connect with your children, and the 11th house being about the friends, the organizations that you are a part of, but also your aspirations and your dreams. So let's take a closer look at your 5th house. This is really gonna bring your focus towards your creativity, the way you are expressing yourself. Maybe even like if you have children, you will feel the emotional need to actually be more connected to your children. And this can also, with Jupiter and Uranus being there, mean that there are gonna be some unexpected changes in the life area. So maybe you could even get pregnant if you are planning on, or if that's one of your dreams. This could actually mean this is the right time for you to get pregnant. This could also mean sudden love affairs that are actually gonna give you the stability that you want to be a part of. But this could also mean that you are being asked to actually transform something, and that something unexpected is gonna happen regarding your creativity. So when we look at the opposite on your 11th house, where you have Mars and Mercury and the Sun in Scorpio, this means that there is gonna be something transformative about your aspirations, your dreams, the way you connect with your friends or with organizations in general. So maybe in order for you to actually connect with the right people or to reconnect with your dreams and aspirations or to transform them in some kind of way, some unexpected thing regarding your creativity and the way you are connecting with your inner child are gonna come up, and this could even mean that you are gonna have some unexpected love affairs that are actually gonna bring you closer towards your goals and aspirations. So whether you want to have children or maybe gamble a little bit even, because the fifth house is actually also the house of gambling, but also having fun. So actually just having fun and going out more, which is gonna actually nurture you and give you that emotional satisfaction that you are craving, could actually mean that you are gonna get closer towards your aspirations and the things that you are actually wanting to be a part of, the organizations that you want to connect with. So this is really gonna bring some transformation to this part of your life. And when we look at the Pluto placement, which this is also gonna play a huge part during this eclipse season or during this particular eclipse, because Pluto is going to be squaring the nodes and you have Pluto in your first house. So this is actually asking you to transform how you show up. This is asking you to transform how you are viewing yourself, and maybe something, regarding how do you take care of your body even. Squaring the nodes, which your south node is in your 10th house. So maybe letting go of your old career, for example, letting go of anything regarding your career, letting go of any unhealthy patterns, and asking you to actually, with the north node being in your 4th house, to actually pay closer attention to your home environment. So maybe you have not been able to show up in your home as much as you want to. Maybe you are not have been able to connect with your family or to take the time for your family, because something regarding your career has been holding you back from that. So letting go of anything, regarding your career that has been holding you back from actually connecting to your roots, to your family, to your home, and the way you are showing up is gonna ask you to really change. So this is asking you to change so that you are able to let go of anything regarding your career, so that you can build a healthier and a stronger connection with your roots or with your family in general. So really interesting time for you guys. Please make sure that you take advantage of all of the changes that are gonna be happening in the sky for you during this time, and make sure that you are just open when it comes to having fun and having those unexpected events in your life occurring, because this is really gonna be the transformation that you actually need and crave regarding the way you are connecting with organizations and with friend groups and the way you are connecting with your aspirations. So this is really gonna allow you to make those necessary changes if you are willing to transform a little bit. So yeah, make sure if you are a Capricorn Rising to leave me a comment down below. What are you going through currently? What life areas are being highlighted for you? And what have you been struggling with? And how are you dealing with that so others can learn from it? And if you have any specific questions regarding your chart, then also please make sure to comment it down below so that I can help you out a little bit during this transformative time. And take care of yourselves, and I will hear from you in the comments down below. Welcome, Aquarius Rising. So for you, the eclipses are gonna actually be happening in your 4th and in your 10th house. 4th house being about your roots, your family environment, and your family in general, and your 10th house being your career and the way you show up like in the world in general. So let's take a closer look at your 4th house. This is really gonna shift your emotional focus towards your family, and maybe this can even mean some disruption regarding your family life. Some changes are gonna definitely be happening there. But I feel like with Jupiter being there, those could be actually positive changes. When we look on the opposite to your 10th house, this is where you are gonna be having your Sun, Mercury, and Mars. So something about your career is about to change and transform, and you are being asked to transform something about that and the way you are approaching it and thinking about your career. And those changes are gonna have an impact on your family environment. This could even mean that some unexpected changes are gonna happen in your home environment, which could even mean that you are gonna be moving somewhere, and that this is actually gonna be the thing that is gonna transform your career, for example. And when we take a look at Pluto, which is gonna also be activated during this eclipse, because Pluto is gonna be squaring the nodes at this time, and your Pluto is in your 12th house, asking you to transform your subconscious patterns that you have about something. And with your South node being in your 9th house, this could mean that you need to let go of any old beliefs that you had, even about, your spirituality, for example. And with North Node being in your 3rd house, being about your immediate environment, this could ask you to transform something, about religion, higher learning, so that you can show up more authentically in your day-to-day environment even. But this could also mean that you could even be asked to change the way you are learning and you are going after things and connecting with yourself on a spiritual level, and of letting go of anything, in the past, and of any old beliefs and of any old thinking patterns and beliefs regarding spirituality and higher learning, higher education in general, so that you are able to actually learn the things maybe that you actually want to, and to connect with people in a more authentical way. So really, really interesting time for you. I feel like once you are able to embrace the change in your home environment, and once you are able to show up as your authentic self and to communicate in a very authentic way, and to let go of anything that doesn't belong actually to yourself, and to let go of any old thinking patterns, I feel like you are really gonna be able to gain the rewards regarding your career. So expect some big changes there, and just generally the way you are gonna appear to others is gonna be transformed, like on a larger scale. So really transformative time for you, Aquarius, and remember to use those energies to your advantage, because embracing those changes and actually seeing what needs to be transformed and then transforming it is gonna be the thing that is gonna help you to gain the rewards of this eclipse. So if you are an Aquarius rising, don't forget to write down below what you are going through current, what life areas are highlighted for you right now, what you are struggling with a little bit, so that others can learn from it. And if you have any specific questions regarding your chart, then comment it down below so that I can help you out a little bit. And take care of yourselves during this eclipse season, and I will hear from you in the comment section down below. Hello, my dear Pisces Rising. So for you, the eclipse is happening in your 3rd and in your 9th house. 3rd house being about your communication, your education, your closest environment, and 9th house being about spirituality, higher learning, and higher education. So this really shifts your focus and emotional needs to your education, to the way you are thinking and communicating with others on your day-to-day basis. And on the opposite side, with when we take a look at your 9th house with Mercury and Mars being there, this means that it is asking you to transform something about the way you are approaching your higher education, maybe even traveling somewhere new so that you can expand your mind and actually transform it. And with the 3rd house and having Jupiter and Uranus there, this could mean that there is gonna be some unexpected changes in your closest environment and in the way you are communicating and expressing yourself to others. So this is really the perfect time to actually let yourself be transformed, but whatever it is that is gonna happening in your closest environment. And I think this could even be something like some unexpected things that are just gonna happen in your day-to-day life that are gonna be asking you to actually transform the way you are thinking and maybe your belief systems even. And also maybe something that is gonna happen in your day-to-day life will actually ask you to move somewhere new, or to consider actually learning something new, or getting that higher degree, for example. Those could be the energies that are gonna play out for you. Also, with Pluto being activated during this time and squaring the nodes, which Pluto is in your 11th house, asking you to transform the way you are approaching your aspirations, your beliefs, your hopes and dreams and wishes that you have, and also the groups that you are connected to. And with your South Node being in Libra, in the house of transformation, this is really about letting go of anything that has been holding you back, I feel like, and putting the energy towards being able to see what really is important. Because with North Node being in Scorpio there, this is really shifting the energy onto transforming your assets, your possessions. But furthermore, I think this is really asking you to see what is really valuable in your life. And I think this is also asking you to let go of anything that has been holding you back from achieving that harmony in your life. And it is really asking you to transform the way you connect and the way you value your connections to the groups that you are a part of, and to transform the way you are viewing your wishes and the things that you actually want from life. So I feel like this could be the time where you are just gonna be called towards finally learning the thing that you always wanted to learn, towards finding the value in the things that you want for yourself, and to transform that and to take those necessary steps that are gonna allow you to expand your mind and finally make that degree that you always wanted, and finally move to the place that you always wanted, and to just really have faith in the changes that are gonna be happening in your day-to-day life. Because maybe the changes that are gonna be happening, and maybe you getting that higher degree or traveling somewhere, is actually gonna give you finally the mental security that you have been longing for. So really amazing energies that are gonna play out for you guys during this eclipse. And if you are a Pisces rising, don't forget to write down what is being highlighted for you right now, what you have been struggling with, and how you are dealing with that, so that you can help others. And if you have any specific questions about your chart, don't forget to write it down in the comments down below, so I can help you out a little bit. And take care of yourselves, and I will hear from you in the comments down below. So guys, that was it for today's video. I went through the entire zodiac sign. Now you know what you can expect from this eclipse season and from this eclipse in general. I hope that this video helped you a little bit to understand the energies that you are going through, and to help you understand what you need to tune into and to let go of in order to work with those energies properly, so that you can make the most gains during this time. Because eclipses are hard and eclipses are very transformative, but when we are conscious of all of the things that are happening in the sky and all of the things that are happening in the background, and when we are able to actually tune into the right energies, we can actually transform our life and make those changes to the degree that we are just not gonna be able to recognize our lives, but those changes are gonna be very, very positive. And this is all I want for you guys, to be able to make those shifts in your life, so that you can align with the things that are actually meant for you, and that you are able to let go of anything that's not working for you anymore. So really transformative time. Make sure that you make the most out of it, that you follow those urges that are gonna be activated inside of you. And I hope that you still can navigate pretty well during this time. And if that video was helpful, then please subscribe and share this video with others, so that they also are prepared for the upcoming eclipse that is gonna happen on the 28th of October. And thank you so much for joining me on today's video. And if you want to see more of those forecasts, then please let me know in the comments down below, so that I know that I should make more of those videos. And if you are not a part of my amazing Facebook group yet, then please make sure to join me there, because this is where I am able to connect with you on a deeper level, and I really love the community there, so make sure to join me there. The link is gonna be in the description down below, so make sure to check that out. And have an amazing day, have an amazing eclipse season, and I hope everything will work out for you. And if you want to get a personal reading and your personal chart report, make sure to see the details in the description box down below, because now I am offering those, and there I am really able to get deep into your chart, and I offer one-on-one calls where I explain everything to you. This is included in the price, the coaching call, and there I talk you through all of your placements and your entire chart, so that you can get a better understanding about yourself and the things that are happening in your life. So make sure to do that. If you are interested, please share and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!